Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning, and welcome to the COVID-19 Gala. This is the culmination of the global COVID-19 hackathon, featuring no red carpets, no celebrities, no song and dance numbers. Coders from around the world dressed in their finest t-shirts, probably. But it will be fun, and as you know, it is for a great cause to help defeat COVID-19, whatever that means. So cozy up to your webcam and welcome your host, Mark Connolly. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the COVID-19 winner announcement. I am Mark Connolly. As you can see, I am dressed as you all should be, in formal attire. I believe everyone got the memo. I even have cufflinks, so we're all ready. The tie didn't quite work out, but I think we're going to be okay here today. Thanks very much for being part of this worldwide webcast, and we're looking very much to the winners today. As you can see, I am Mark Connolly with CBC. For those of you who are not from Canada, CBC is the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. I host the morning show here in Edmonton, where this whole CodeFest began. And we've got all kinds of folks who have joined us from all over the world. I, of course, haven't hosted a webcast before, but I have been to 10 Olympic Games, so I've got a little bit of experience doing this sort of thing. As you can see, it is a global hackathon. Now, the idea originated in Edmonton when a group of programmers from Dev Edmonton wanted to make a difference while they were stuck at home during this lockdown. So the idea for a virtual hackathon was born. It went from Edmonton to Toronto, and then quickly into the United States, and then Europe, and the rest of the world as well. So COVID-19 really grew organically, I think you might say. And so far, and of course through this whole time, we've had 1,800 participants from 24 different countries. You can see 60 projects, and they range in all kinds of different ways, from helping to survive domestic violence during this time, visualizing the spread of COVID-19, to apps that help shoppers understand what's in stock near them and how to take advantage of that, or manage the toll of social isolation by connecting with a stranger for a meaningful and spontaneous conversation. So you're going to hear about all those events and apps as we go through the day. Now, we want you to share your story. Why did you join the hackathon? How has competing changed your life? And maybe some of the other things you've discovered during the pandemic. So you can share your stories in the YouTube comments. The organizers are monitoring the discussion, and we'll have some of the best of those later in the broadcast. We look forward to you taking part in that. And also, at the end of all of this, you can join us for the final fireside chat after today's show. Now, this is a great chance to celebrate your hard work, and also chat with many of the people who have involved that you may not have met so far, but also to connect with the other teams and participants and discuss how you approached your projects, and congratulate the winners. We want to share your stories that you've had through the hackathon and have a little bit of fun. So we hope that you will join us for that at the end of the program. All right. Let's move on to the winners to find out who has done really well in this hackathon. And here to help me figure out who the winners are and congratulate them, we've got a couple of helpers presenting today's awards. Mandy Mindersma is a back-end developer at Dotdash. She spends her time organizing the Edmonton Women in Tech meetups. That's not her, that's Mark. Teaching kids how to code and attending hardware meetups. Her favorite pandemic activity is puzzles. Say hi, Mandy.
Hello.
And also Mark Bennett, president for the Dev Edmonton Society, a not-for-profit providing grassroots support to Edmonton developers and meetups. He's also a software developer with Burma Studio and a stay-at-home dad. His favorite pandemic activity is baking with the kids. Mark, say hello.
Hey, Mark. Thanks for having me.
Baking. Yeah, a lot of that going on for sure.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to the prizes. So the first prize goes to teams competing in the supporting crisis response problem area. First responders, healthcare workers, and emergency response managers are on the front lines of the pandemic. In many cases, these people put their lives on the line to help protect us all. Now, projects in this area aim to help community members on the front lines work more effectively, safely, and quickly. So first, we're going to name our runner-up. And the runner-up is Get Cleared. Now, Get Cleared is a non-contact screening solution that uses data science to support our frontline heroes. So congratulations to Get Cleared. And the winner is, I'll pass you over to Mandy. Mandy.
Awesome. So congratulations to the AI-powered digital hospital and coronavirus laboratory team. They're building an automated AI-powered digital hospital and coronavirus laboratory that will help perform millions of COVID-19 tests each minute and provide AI-monitored real-time doctor consultation to patients. Great work, team.
Absolutely. Thanks for that, Mandy. All right, our next category is understanding the pandemic. Now, teams in this category aim to provide understanding of the current state of the pandemic, find trustworthy information, and help you make informed decisions about the future. So, the runner-up in this category is COVETrace. COVETrace enables the public to understand and control the pandemic by tracking their physical contacts, including with COVID-19 positive users, as well as providing county stats, presumably in their own county. This was a U.S. team that entered this one. And the winner in this category, Mark Bennett. Who's our winner?
Thanks, Mark. The winner is Trusted Locals. Trusted Locals is crowdsources information related to your community in an organized and audited way, with the goal of building trust and empowering people to take actions with confidence. For example, community members can report and verify the availability of masks, like N95 masks, on store shelves. Congratulations and great work.
Absolutely. That is a pretty vital thing, and finding masks is a tough one. So congratulations on that win. Our next category is social distancing and isolation. Now, working from home, assisting the elderly and at need, to entertaining and educating children, few parts of the pandemic more broadly impact society than the social isolation and distancing that we're all practicing. Now, projects in the social distancing and isolation category try to limit the impact and costs associated with social isolation and distancing, and ensure we're ready to pick up where we left off when we come back together. So in this category, the runner-up is Vox of Life. Now, Vox of Life enables individuals who have to have one-on-one, meaningful, yet spontaneous conversations while still practicing social distancing. So congratulations to Vox of Life for being the runner-up. And to tell us the winner, we welcome back Mandy. Mandy.
Awesome, thank you. Congratulations to Desk Break Challenge. Desk Break Challenge is the ultimate quarantine competition. This web app uses in-browser computer vision to help people get moving when working from home by squatting with a competitive edge. Great work. We should be doing it right now.
Absolutely. We should all be squatting right now. Congratulations to them. All right, on to the next category, which is scarcity and the economy. Now, the economics is the study of scarcity, and during the pandemic, it's a struggle to understand the situation and how to most effectively use limited resources to maximum effect. Now, projects in this category help us to better understand and manage the economic impact and to weather the largest economic change in human history. And as we all reemerge from this, you can see how the economy has been battered, of course, everywhere in the world. So we're going to start with our first runner-up, and that is ShopAid. Now, ShopAid is an application to help you get essentials efficiently based on your travel time, and the collective intelligence of stock availability and crowd levels tells you all that. So the winner in this category, well, I'll hand you over to Mark Bennett. Mark.
Thanks, Mark. Congratulations to foodsearchinc.com. Foodsearchinc.com is a directory of local food businesses that are offering pickup and delivery due to the restrictions placed on dining in. Their directory allows businesses to be more visible and to continue reaching their customers who want to support local. You can even search based on the dish or special you're interested in. I should say, on a personal note, it's really nice to see a team from my hometown of Edmonton representing. I tried out their app the other night, and it worked great to find a good deal on a local burger. So nice work.
Good job. Foodsearchinc.com, our winner. Congratulations. Now, over the past 6 weeks, teams have competed in a popular vote each week for recognition and prizes. And we're thrilled to see some of the past weekly winners are back today as some of our overall winners. Also excited to announce that after receiving over 1,000 votes, we have a winner of the final Popular Choice Award. So congratulations to COVETrace. COVETrace was winner of the Understanding the Pandemic category. The runner-up, rather. The runner-up in the Understanding the Pandemic category, but a popular winner among all those participants. Their unique contact tracing platform won the approval of the voting public, and we're happy to see them recognized. So great work. So congratulations to all our winners today. There is still a lot more to come, though. If you're interested in checking out any of these projects, we're going to add links in the description below. And then coming right up, we've got interviews with some of the winning teams and some special guests. Then we'd like you to join us to celebrate everything that's gone on during COVID-19 with our special fireside chat. But first, a few words from the organizers. Here's Mandy again.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mark. I just wanted to say some thank yous. Thank you so much to the teams, the judges, and volunteers. Without you, there would have been no COVID hackathon. Also, thanks to Mark Connolly for hosting today's live stream. We really appreciate it. You even put on a suit. It's beautiful. Also, a big thank you to some of our sponsors. In particularly, we wanted to thank Amy, the Alberta Machine Intelligence Institute, for their generous support and AI workshops offered to participants over the course of the hackathon. There's a couple more sponsors on the next slide. Some of them include Fauna, Clubhouse, Kickbite, and Toronto JS as well. And then finally, I also wanted to thank the Dev Edmonton community here, its members for getting this started. It's been such an awesome support throughout this whole pandemic. I'm really proud of the developer community here in Edmonton.
Yeah, they did a great job, and thanks, Mandy, for helping with the awards today as well. You and Mark did a great job. I want to give a shout out to CBC as well. You can see they've provided me some great background here, but CBC has some great apps as well. If you want trustworthy news on what's going on with the COVID-19 pandemic, you can download the CBC News app for all the latest news, plus all the stories on COVID-19. We have a special place on our website and on the map for breaking local news and national and international news. And the CBC Listen app lets you listen to all your favorite radio shows, rather, from CBC, including my show, Edmonton AM, from wherever you are in the world on your device. And also, it has got all the CBC podcasts. It's got CBC Music. So the CBC Listen app is a good one. You can download wherever you get your apps today, and I hope you will. Now it's time for those interviews. We're going to talk to some of those folks who have done some great jobs here and won the awards. And we've got a special interview this morning. First, we're going to be talking to Ethan and Malcolm Suriano about their game, Distancing Dash. Now, they weren't old enough to compete in the official competition, but they wanted to make something COVID-related to keep themselves busy. And here they are joining us. So, fellas, I hope you say hello.
Hello. Hi.
So Ethan and Malcolm, tell me more about your game. How did you make it?
We were hoping to make the game, which we did, for kids to learn about social distancing, and we used game salad.
Come a little closer to the mic there. I think we're just not
Okay,
quite
sorry.
hearing you.
Okay. We wanted kids to learn about social distancing,
Right?
and we used game salad.
Game salad?
Yeah.
And what is that? I'm the host here. I'm not a gamer.
That's just what we used to create the app.
I see. And so what does your game do? What happens in it?
Well, basically, you have to kind of avoid like the little like creatures or monsters or whatever because they have the COVID virus.
Ah. And so have you played this with your friends? Have you showed them to what do they think?
Yeah, they really like it. They think it's a little bit hard, but a couple of them are starting to get used to it, so that's good.
Well, social distancing is hard, so maybe it's good you made the game hard. What was the most exciting part about developing it and trying to put it together? And have you made other games before, by the way?
No, this was our very first game, and the coding part was my favorite part. That's what I really enjoyed the most.
So when you're coding and you put it together, how long does it take you to figure out whether it's working for you?
Well, it's like trial and error. So I have to I add something new in. I have to test it and see if it breaks the game or if it's working, right? So I have to try and figure out if it's gonna work or if it's not.
Now, did the two of you work in conjunction on all parts of the game, or how do you work as a team?
So Malcolm was the art developer, and I was the programmer.
I see.
Yeah.
So as brothers, do you guys get along usually, or is this the exception?
Yeah, we usually get along.
And how were your parents in this? Did they help you as well?
Yeah, my dad helped a little bit. Not too much though.
Yeah, well, dads are like that, believe me. So what do you hope to do with this? Is this something you want to pursue? Both of you are both interested in making games or coding?
Yeah, I actually want to be a programmer when I get a bit older. So, yeah.
Is this something you and your friends do as well? Like, do you know a lot of other kids your age who are doing it?
No, I don't actually. This is I have friends in my neighborhood, right? But they don't do stuff like that.
So how can kids or anybody, if someone who's listening wants to see your game, can they use it and can they find it?
Yeah, well, there's this thing in Game Salad called Game Salad Arcade, where they can basically use it as a template and make adjustments to it if they want, and try to make it their own.
Cool. Well, one of the other things you've done here, you're trying to raise money for a local charity as well through this. What's that charity? What are you trying to do?
So we created a GoFundMe page for a local St. Albert food bank, and we're trying to raise $1,000.
And how are you doing so far?
We're doing really good. We have $150 in total.
Well, that's great. Congratulations to both of you. And Malcolm, did you want to say anything at all?
We also have a website.
Oh, what's that one?
It's called enmgames.com.
emgames.com.
E&M Games Studios, yeah.
Oh, enmgamestudios.com. Right. So that stands for Ethan and Malcolm.
Yeah.
Well, fellas, congratulations on this and also on the charity event. That's fantastic. I hope people will go to that. It's gofundme.com/f/play a game, support the St. Albert Food Bank. I'm sure people will find it. And just fantastic that you were a part of this. And we're so happy we could have you on the show today as well. So congratulations.
Thanks for having us.
All right. Take care, boys.
Okay, see you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good day.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, those kids were great. Now, am I the only one wearing a tuxedo today? I guess that's the way it's going to be. All right. Well, we're going to go to our next group. And by the way, we did want to talk about all the folks. Distancing DAS, by the way, is the name of Ethan and Malcolm Serranio's game. They did a great job on that. Coming up next, we're going to be talking about CodeTrace. Now, CodeTrace was our popular choice winner. And joining us from that team is Neil Mehta.
Hey, Mark.
Neil, hello.
How are you?
Good.
How
And
are you?
congratulations to you and your team. How big is your team that worked on this?
So we have a team of 5. Renosuke, he's from Japan. Then we have Asan, he's from Canada. And we have Jamie from California. And then Anish from Minnesota. So 4 of us go to Johns Hopkins University. And then Asan is at University of Alberta.
Well, that's great. I mean, it's great. It's an international team, that's for sure. So tell us about CodeTrace. How did you come up with it? Why did you decide to do this particular app?
So basically, CodeTrace is a contact tracing app that uses a technology called Bluetooth Low Energy, which tracks if, suppose 2 phones pass each other and one person reports that they have tested positive for coronavirus, then using Bluetooth signals, the other phone is then alerted that they have come into contact with someone with COVID. On top of this, we have some statistics based on the user's location. So suppose you're in the county or you're in Edmonton, right?
Right.
So you'd be able to tell Edmonton's statistics such as hospital bed availability, fatality rates. There's many facts that you could get from our app. So the main reason why we created this app is to keep people informed and to make people more knowledgeable about this pandemic.
Now, there's all kinds of apps like this that have been developed, some by some of the big companies and that kind of thing as well. What were some of the challenges of doing this, and what do you think, if there is, a unique advantage to your app?
Yeah, so there are companies like Apple and Google who are actually teaming up to create a contact tracing app as well. However, the difference between our app and their app is that we have a centralized data system and they have a decentralized system. So basically, what we do is that we keep all the data stored in one location, and the reason why we have this is because our next goal for this app is to go to colleges in the United States, and then after the United States, of course, we can go around the world.
Right.
But we're trying to maybe market this app towards each individual college, so these colleges can use this app, and the administration would have access to the database. So with it being only geared towards the college, they would have information about their students on hotspots. So is the library the place where most people are contracting COVID at their school, or other means? So having a centralized system enables the school administration to have a singular database, which would enable them to have great analytics and have more knowledge about the pandemic is what a college would need.
Yeah, that would make sense, because obviously if you had an outbreak in a certain location and you didn't know where that was coming from, you would have to shut down everything. In this case, you would say, okay, this was in this particular kitchen or was in this particular dorm, and you could work at it. How did you work out the privacy issues? Because that's a big part of some of these things as well, right?
Yeah, so we do have a privacy, we do care a lot about privacy. So one of the things we're doing is we have logins. First of all, they can log into the app, and then we have a separate Bluetooth ID. So their logins and usernames are not associated with their Bluetooths necessarily. So it's actually a randomized number that is given to each user. So no one can really hack the user's identity through this. There wouldn't be a privacy concern because they're associated with a random number.
Right. So where do you go from here, Neil? How are you going to try to get this out to folks?
So right now we're actually in contacts with colleges around the United States, and we're trying to market our product and show that there could be a benefit. Because the main reason why we created this app is because we were college students that were sent home because this pandemic stopped in-person classes. So we virtual classes are great, but at the end of the day, in-person classes are where you can meet people and you can learn a lot more. So that's what we want to do. So we're going to try to approach as many colleges as we can and try to spread this across the world if possible.
Well, yeah, obviously, you are the popular choice winner. So it must feel good that your fellow programmers and coders and whatnot, and also the folks that were exposed to it, think you did a great job.
Thank you.
Well, congratulations. By the way, thanks for wearing a tie. I didn't want to be the only one today who was wearing a tie. You look good.
No worries.
All right, Neil, take care.
You too. That's
Neil Mehta from the team that came together to develop CodeTrace, and they were the popular choice winner in COVID-19. So congratulations to them. All right, let's go on to our next team. And this is Kritin Kalra and the team with the AI-powered digital hospital and coronavirus laboratory. Kritin, hello.
Hey.
Where are you coming from?
Yeah, I'm calling from New Delhi.
New Delhi.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks. And tell me about your team.
Right. So we have got a team of 5 people. There is me, there is Dipesh, then we have got Taruna, Kavish, and Stuti. So we have got mix of designers, AI developers, front-end developers, back-end developers, graphic designers, UI, UX. It's all in there. And of course, marketing guys are also there.
Right. And how do you know each other? Are you all in school together, or what's the story?
Right. Me and Dipesh, we both know each other from college days, and the others we met each other online. So all of us have a common goal towards using technology for solving problems, and that's how we met each other. We were just There was a hackathon where we met, and all of us were wanted to work towards a solution to stop this pandemic, and so all of us got together, and right now you're here.
Okay, so this is the AI-powered digital hospital and coronavirus laboratory. So tell me about the app and what it does.
All right. So it's an end-to-end solution where we want to help every person from the stage of diagnosis of COVID-19 to the moment they finish getting recovered. So we have a 2-minute AI-powered video screening test. So any person can use their computer or smartphone. They can just log onto the website. There is an app as well. So using either the app or the website, they can open the test. It's a 2-minute video screening test where we use technologies like computer vision and natural language processing. And at the end of the test, we determine how likely a person is to be affected by COVID-19. And if the chances are high, then the person can opt for a doctor consultation. It's a remote consultation. And then if the doctor suggests that the further action is required, then the person can book a lab test. That's a real lab test from the website itself. And then if they have to be quarantined, then we have got some options for that. We show the person the nearest quarantine spaces they can opt for, or they can quarantine from their home.
Well, that's a lot of information in that app, because are you talking about something that works worldwide, or where specifically is it situated?
Right. So some features of the app are location specific, like the quarantine spaces. Other than that, the website is general. It can be used by anyone. For anyone can take the test and view and check out how likely they are to be affected by COVID-19.
Yeah. What were the biggest challenges in trying to develop this?
Right. I think the toughest challenge was the AI part. So we had to work hard on building our AI algorithms to detect. We are using a couple of parameters there. Firstly, we are analyzing this face to detect the redness levels. So that gives us an idea on whether the person has fever or not. Secondly, we are using the microphone to evaluate if the person has dry cough. And as you know, dry cough is one of the major symptoms of COVID-19. Our toughest challenge was to train the AI for the cough part, and marketing has been another challenge. But we are taking everything that comes our way, and we are working hard to solving these challenges.
Have you had any feedback from the medical community about it?
Yeah, well, we have got about like 200 to 300 doctors on board, and we are doing live tests with them right now. So some of we have got about 400 to 500 beta testers. So they are taking the test. We have received some feedback regarding the user interface, the user experience. So we are polishing that. We are polishing our app so that the test can be taken on low-end devices like the low-end smartphones.
Well, Critton, congratulations. Supporting crisis response is a big part of this event. And, you've made me feel very comfortable that you're not wearing a tie. So I'm going to take my tie off now. I'm going to feel a little more comfortable. Thanks for joining us, and congratulations once again.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. It was nice talking to you.
Oh, that's Critton Kalra and his team. They won the AI. Their entry was the AI-powered digital hospital and coronavirus laboratory. That's pretty amazing what they put together. All right, our next winner is the Scarcity and the Economy winner, and this is Food Search Inc. And joining us is Tyler Finley, who represents his team. Tyler, how you doing?
Good. How you doing, Mark?
Now, Tyler Finley, you're coming here from Edmonton. As a matter of fact, I worked with Tyler's dad at CBC until he retired. This is kind of fun. Yep. So, Tyler, congratulations. Tell me about your team first off.
Yeah, so right now it's me and my partner Vincent. We met at Startup Week last November, and we really share a passion for helping connect people with food available in their community. So this seemed like a good way to go.
And when you talk about Startup Week, that's Startup Edmonton, which is really kind of a generator for tech people to get together and support them and that sort of thing. So why did you want to do this? What was your main thought?
Well, how we originally started was we were trying to create a search engine to help people search for food. And when the pandemic started, we noticed that a lot of people on Facebook were trying to find out which restaurants were open, if they were offering delivery or pickup. So what we did is started collecting that information, and we were feeding it into our existing search engine, and people found they could easily find out which restaurants are open and what they're offering.
Is that a lot of data entry? Like, do you have to do that? Is it pretty low tech from that point of view?
It was, yeah. So we're a little bit low tech right now. We're handling all the data entry for the restaurants right now.
And so as this ramped up, because I know that in Edmonton and probably around the world, as restaurants changed, as they were going, as the pandemic went on, many decided, okay, how are we going to do takeout? Did it become more difficult to try to figure out who is doing what and how you work them into the app?
We actually found it a little bit easier as we got larger and larger and became more of a source where people were coming to, because then we had the restaurants reaching out to us. We created some simple forms for them to fill out. So actually, we've gotten a lot of support from them, which is really great.
Now, I'm just looking at the representation of the app, and it shows it as a map. So when you look on the app on your phone, is that where you're looking at?
Well, we have a couple different options. The map is one of them. We also just have a very simple listing. What it operates is kind of like a search engine where you can put in some keywords for what you're looking for, and it'll filter down to exactly what you need based on the city, what kind of food you're wanting, and a lot of other factors like that.
And so if I say I wanted Chinese food, I could put that in, and then it'll show me that?
Exactly, and you can filter out if you just want places that do pickup or do delivery or both.
Yeah. Now, is this app, does it work for places all over the place, or have you developed it specifically for your city for now?
So for right now, we've gotten the most data from Edmonton and surrounding areas like Sherwood Park and St. Albert.
Right.
We have some data from Calgary, and we're looking to expand because all the same data can work in the same database. So we definitely like to reach out to other cities if there is the need.
Now, people are now opening their restaurants, and it might take a while for that to reemerge. Do you feel like your app will still be useful going forward, or how will you maybe pivot if that happens?
Yeah, so as the epidemic starts to change the way that we access food, we definitely want to help restaurants adapt in the same way. So right now we're tackling the challenge of physical menus. We find that reusable menus will need to be cleaned after every use, and disposable menus feel like a less environmentally friendly solution. So we're right now working with a couple of restaurants on a digital solution that would be accessible by patrons' phones that would solve both these problems.
And so, Tyler, you and your partner, what's his name again? Sorry?
Vincent.
Now, are the two of you working on other things together, or has this been a kind of a hackathon project and the only thing you do?
This is our main project together right now, but we're always Vincent's very in touch with the community, and he's always talking to restaurants, finding out different ways we can help them out. So yeah, we like helping people, and this is such a great community here. So we're definitely excited to see what the future brings.
Well, Tyler, congratulations to you and Vincent on this app. Hope it works well going forward. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much.
That's Tyler Finley, along with Vincent, for the Food Surge Inc. That's the Scarcity and Economy winner. And then we move on to the Understanding of the Pandemic winner. And the winner is, as you see, Trusted Locals. And join us is Oliver Mickey. Oliver, did I get that right? Is it Mickey?
Yeah, Mickey or Mickey.
Mickey. All right.
Is the German pronunciation. So I'm joining here from Hamburg, Germany.
From Hamburg, Germany. And so, Oliver, tell me about your team. How many in there?
Yeah, we were a team of 5 people from all over the world. So there was Kai from the US, Landon from Canada, there was Daniel from India, and there was Federico from the UK.
So tell me about getting together with that team first off. How did that happen?
So all of us met on Slack or Find Collabs. So we did not know each other beforehand, and we just came together to build this application. And yeah, it was an interesting experience, getting together virtually and also collaborating through 5 different time zones.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some challenges with that, right?
Yeah, true. So communication happens mostly asynchronously because, well, while I am asleep, other people are able to work and vice versa. But it did turn out well. And also, most of us had a full-time job starting out, also still working on site at the beginning of the hackathon. But then as lockdowns started to happen all over the world, people also moved to working from home. And yeah, as we transitioned to working from home, also it kind of became the new normal to work remotely anyway.
All right, so it's called Trusted Locals. Tell us how it works.
So Trusted Locals is a platform built for crowdsourcing local information, and the information should be reliable because we want to empower people to take actions with confidence. So many platforms which could be used for that, they are not built for like a crisis situation. Like the current pandemic, it's a one in a century thing. And yes, so this platform is built specifically for this, for this crisis situation. And yeah.
So one of the things that your platform tells people is where to find certain things locally, right? How difficult was it to source that kind of information?
So people can post information. For example, I had a hard time finding masks locally. So if I had known, for example, at one certain pharmacy in my town that there would be masks available, I could post it there. And then people can either confirm or disconfirm that information to show whether it's reliable or not, because we want to prevent spam or people just writing misinformation. Mm-hmm. And it's very hard to find reliable and also very local information. And that is what we're trying to solve.
So how has that it's sort of crowdsourcing, isn't it? A little bit.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. And how has that worked for you?
Well, we did not have the time to finish the whole implementation. Our app was not able to go live to users, and the backend implementation was not finished. And we're planning to do that so that we can also go live, because we really want this app to go live, and we really want to help people to take actions with confidence, because it's it gives people a sort of comforting feeling to know that where they can find reliable information and how they should act.
Absolutely, Oliver. Well, I'm glad to hear that you're going to continue to work on it with your team. So congratulations. It sounds like a great app. I was in Germany last summer, and I think I'm going to miss traveling again, but congratulations to you and all those folks from around the world who are on your team.
Thank you very much.
That's Oliver Micke, and he and his team developed Trusted Locals, and they won the Understanding the Pandemic category here in the COVID hackathon. All right, so up next is the winner, the Social Distancing and Isolation winner, and this prize goes to Desk Break Challenge. And joining us now from the Desk Break Challenge team is Shane Lowe. Shane, are you there?
I am. I'm back.
Great, Shane. Thanks for joining us. Where are you coming from?
I'm here in London, in the UK.
And tell us about your team.
So we're a team of 5 people, a designer and 4 engineers, and we know each other from work. We work together in our day jobs, and this is kind of a bit of fun of a hackathon we did over 2 weekends.
Wait a minute, Shane. You're in London? It sounds like you have an Irish accent.
I am Irish. I'm from the west of Ireland.
Where?
I've been here 5 years now, so I'm glad the accent is still strong.
And you were in a t-shirt, so I'm going to feel comfortable to take off my jacket.
I did think about putting on a suit when I first saw you.
Oh, no. You did well. Because I was ready for this, because I have my CBC t-shirt underneath ready to go.
Good branding.
Now, as you can understand, Shane, Mark Connolly, my father's from Monaghan.
Ah, very good.
That's why I was able to pick out your Irish accent. So there you go.
Well done.
So once again, these are all, did you say friends from work? So you kind of had worked together before?
Yeah, so we work together as it is. We work on quite serious medical technology for physiotherapy, for musculoskeletal issues. And this challenge was kind of a fun version of that. So taking what we do in a very serious medical way and finding a fun way to bring it into the home.
So the desk break challenge, is that is this a physical fitness thing, or how does it work? What is it?
Yeah, sure. So the idea is, with tens of millions of people working at home, hunched over kitchen tables, the majority of people, tens of thousands of people having operations cancelled or indefinitely postponed, musculoskeletal issues like back pain are going to be a huge outcome of this crisis. A big part of avoiding that is encouraging people to be a bit more active and to take breaks from their desk, basically. And a lot of what's done at the minute to encourage that are really good pieces of information, kind of leaflets and websites, but they can be a little bit difficult to engage with. So we wanted to do a fun, competitive game to try and encourage people to take that break from their desk, maybe compete against their friends, and through a squat-based challenge, which is tracked by your webcam, get them up out of their seat.
Oh, so you're getting people to do squats?
Yeah, so you do a squat, your webcam tracks you, and you have to hold the squat in various positions to control a game. So after 2 or 3 minutes, your thighs really start to burn.
Yes, I know. So how did you develop it? Like, how did you decide that was the thing that would work? Who did you consult with when you were looking at that?
So for our day jobs, for our company, we work with diagnostic tools for things like bad backs and hip problems and knee problems, but all in quite a serious way on the medical side. So helping the clinician on that side. So we know quite a lot about musculoskeletal issues. And we knew with the whole COVID world that this is going to be a huge problem post-isolation, post-lockdown. So we kind of just put our heads together over this weekend hackathon, and one of the guys had the idea for this game. So it kind of came through that route.
So what were some of the challenges of developing it?
So for us, the core algorithms, the tracking with a webcam, the clinical side of it is all very much what we're used to and what we know. The game side of it, engaging people, was kind of new to us. So figuring out a way to make it fun, to take the kind of serious concept of back pain and hip pain and knee pain and turn it into something that's kind of gets people laughing, gets people talking to their friends and getting that competitive edge going. That whole user research UX side of things was a big challenge for us.
So that's kind of the beta testing part. Who did you put it out to?
Yeah, so typical story, friends and families, kind of WhatsApp groups. So we had maybe 20, 30 beta testers before we put it live. There's been a couple of thousand people who've used it now. So it kind of gradually grew from that small beta testing group where we had our parents and our cousins and our family.
You must have had some people on there who had never done a squat.
Very much so, yeah. And they're very good at doing squats now. Watching their progression was fantastic.
Yeah. Why, like the squat itself, did you choose that because obviously it involves the leg and the back, the big muscle groups, and it also gets you out of your chair, I guess.
Absolutely, yeah. So to do a squat, you use about 200 muscles in your body. So it's a fantastic exercise for really full body, but it's also one that anybody can do, from a 15-year-old to a 75-year-old. You can attempt a version of a squat. And we were trying to be as inclusive as we could and get as many people as we could moving. So it just made sense to go that kind of route.
So where do you take it from here? Do you think this is something that going forward you could put out in the world?
Yeah, so we're certainly going to leave it out as it is. And what we want to do is find more fun ways to get people to engage with their musculoskeletal health. It's one of the most important bits of your health. So it affects whether you can play with your kids or play the hobby that you love. But it's also one that's quite difficult to understand. You understand that your hip is sore, but you don't know why. So engaging people to make them do the exercises they need to and to understand what it is they need to do. That's something we want to make sure we kind of are on top of. And this fun angle is a good way to get people to engage with that.
What about the safety aspect of it? You certainly don't want people to hurt themselves either, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's something that we talked a lot about. So again, with choosing a squat, that was something we don't want people doing pistol squats if they're not able to do. So we do want to start with gentle things. We'll ask some questions to make sure people are able to do the things we ask them to. And yeah, that's very much at the forefront of our minds.
Well, Shane, congratulations to you and your team. Fantastic.
Thank you very much, Mark.
All right,
Cheers.
Take care.
Thank you.
That's Shane Lowe. His team was the Desk Break Challenge. They won the social distancing and isolation competition. So great job. And of course, he's Irish. So a bonus right there for all of us. Hope you're liking this t-shirt. This is the CBC vintage t-shirt. As you can see, it's got the CBC exploding logo. And you can order it online, I'm sure, at cbc.ca. At least I'm thinking you can somewhere. As you can see, Mark and Mandy have joined us once again, and we're getting ready to wrap up our live stream. We're going to have our fireside chat as well, so you can check the description below. You see it on Zoom there for links to all the winners as well. So stay safe. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it.
Thanks, Mark. Thank you, everyone, for competing. This was great.
This was
Bye-bye.
great. Bye.
Take care.
Bye, everyone.